Once again, we hear the word precision from people who think bombs can be precise. We hear the price of fighting terrorism from people who don't have to pay that price. We see a cloud where there should be a college. We see a reservoir reduced to soil. Though they now admit that the marketplace was hit, they didn't hit the Ministry of Oil. What they call a military target is sacred to all soldiers brave and loyal. You can bomb a shrine, you can bomb a power line, but you never bomb the Ministry of Oil.
Once again, the mayhem they call warfare is followed by the melee they call peace. Tearing through the stores and the museums, while the U.S. Army played police. How much do you suppose that artwork sold for, as their last remaining food began to spoil? Situation's bad, but no place in Baghdad is safer than the Ministry of Oil. The medicine has all been confiscated, and soon there won't be water left to boil. One might wonder who'd think up names like oil for food, when what they mean is Ministry of Oil. If there's any logic in the universe, if the future isn't just absurd, if justice is precise instead of infinite, if freedom is enjoyed and not endured, I'll take my class out someday on a field trip past the shells of Shell and Uniroyal. And as they're roaming round the musty White House grounds, I'll say, kids, this was the Ministry of Oil. I'll say, kids, it was a peaceful revolution. To embroil, and I'm very glad to tell that not one person fell. It's an aspect of our history that every child knows well, how we failed to avoid one building being destroyed. But at least It was the ministry of oil.
Last night we sang in Boston and had the pleasure to sing with Jane Sapp, marvelous singer of spirituals and songs of her own creation, a glorious woman. And she'd come up from Atlanta to do a workshop in Boston, and is going back to wait for the election results in Atlanta. And midweek we get to find out whether the next senator from Georgia is Herschel Walker. Oh my gosh. And, his first werewolf to go to Washington. No, that isn't true. I made that up.
There's several werewolves in there.
There you go.
Really part of a tradition.
So,
Is there
at moments...
Is there an elected office he's qualified for?
Werewolf?
No, Walker. I keep thinking, what office could he possibly be qualified for? Not even the proverbial dog catcher.
So the answer to that question, and many of the questions that have arisen during this electoral season, is given to us by Dorothy Day. Here we are in her hometown. I know that there are folks here tonight who have worked at the Catholic Worker here in New York, and she said very succinctly, all of our problems stem from our acceptance of this filthy, rotten system. End of sentence. And I thought when I heard that, it's got a nice beat to it, you know? And if we could set it to music, maybe rooms full of people could sing, our problems stem from our acceptance of this filthy, rotten system. Try it. Our problems stem from our acceptance of this filthy, rotten system. So here's a song based on that philosophy, and every few lines, that line comes along, and I hope you'll sing it with us.
And to represent the filthy, rotten system, we have this Casio keyboard.
The band Filthy Rotten System has performed at People's Voice Cafe.
Did they have a Casio keyboard?
Don't take any substitutes.
I'm gonna bring.
Don't take anything, actually.
Yeah.
Give me that A again, will you? 8 years we bravely battled Bush, that smug, self-righteous frat boy on a bender.
Boy on a bender.
We marched against his endless war. We rallied every race and class and gender.
Every gender.
Our hearts were new, our states were blue, our aim was true, and yet we always missed him.
We always missed him.
Perhaps our problems stem from our acceptance of this filthy, rotten system. Yeah. We caucused, called, and canvassed for Barack, raised cash and voter registration. Triumphantly we tuned to do debate, election speech, inauguration. Joe Biden quelled, he talked so well, and when Obama won, I could have kissed him. But don't our problems stem from our acceptance of this filthy, rotten system? Yeah. Then, having vanquished Bush and Darth, we all returned home and hearth and cable. We thought we'd crash the party. We ain't even sitting at the table. Then up jumps Trump and all the lumping proletarians rise to assist him. Do you think our problems stem from our acceptance of this filthy, rotten system? We work with the system while we visualize a peaceful world ahead. We vote the lesser evil, pay our taxes, raise our children, earn our bread. Our lives replay like Groundhog Day. Every day we pray it will be different. The faces change, the mighty fall, the tables turn, and still in all, the setting sun salutes the same old system. And winter's cruel, the same old tune. Forget the past, don't waste your time in tears.
Don't waste your tears.
Oh, and hoping for a better future. There's a laugh, it's been like this for years.
So many years.
Go with the flow, the status quo. Our leaders know it's useless to resist them.
They can't resist them.
But if our problems stem from our acceptance of this filthy, rotten system, and mourn the dead and fight like hell. When in doubt, resist, rebel. Remember Rome first rose, then fell, and so must every system.
So, since I'm some sort of a theater person, I'm going to make a Chekhov reference here. You know how they talk about how in Chekhov plays, if there's a gun hanging over the mantelpiece in Act 1, you know it's going to be used in Act 3? This is also the case for Casio keyboards. Fortunately, there is no Act 3 of this show tonight. I've talked to Chekhov about this. I feel it's not appropriate to, stress an audience out like that, so I'm just telling you, that's all the Casio you're going to hear tonight. You do not need to worry. Everything's cool. Thank you. Thank you very much. It sounded good? Yeah, sure. I assume there are some Monty Python fans in the audience. You know, the naked organist that shows up periodically? That's me.
I just wanted to roller skate.
Why didn't you? Perhaps your problems stem. Okay, as my friend Ryan Higgins used to say before our performances, you are one lucky audience. I wrote a song a couple years ago about a particular event that took place at a particular time with particular people. And then, of course, the event took place again. It took place again and kept happening with increasing regularity. And, there's all sorts of things one can say about this repeating event in American culture. This is my attempt to sum something up. There's something that feels very surreal to me about the event, so the song is a little bit surreal. Because it's so surreal, I decided I would write a little introduction to it. It's a little less surreal, but it's pretty short, the introduction, and the introduction is sort of a response to the way that some people respond to these events when they happen. Let's not talk about today. Let's just talk about what you'll say and what you'll do, which is not what you'd do if you had thought. And this world which you made, which would be different if you'd prayed thoughts and prayers, so you say, but you don't think, and you don't pray. Let's not talk about next week, when we'll have to hear you speak about some new idea of yours, like maybe schools with fewer doors. Let's not talk about next month when you're posing with your guns and it's so clearly on display. You don't think, you don't pray. We can all see in your eyes you don't even plan to rise to the level of your cliche. You won't think, you won't pray. He fights a fire in his chest, the boy whose feathers don't suffice. He takes the teaching and he blends into the costumed men whose camouflage is their way of life. The lifeguard tower freezes over. The boy skids off onto the ice. He finds a uniform his size. This is how the summer dies. There's a ritual in the woods. There's a fortress between lakes. The rusted tools of pioneers to carve out their frontiers are jewels the ruling dukes display. They hold his ear to the horizon to hear the cries the city makes as it breaks. Their websites aren't for your eyes. This is how the summer dies. The ocean inundates the east. The sun inflames the west. Can you feel the tension in between? The gun boy says yes. He's shown that when he's grown, he can be a gunman. There's only one way he can. He lights a fire in his chest. Owning a gun won't make you strong, and being strong won't make you right. There's a wall you're walking through, the wall they built for you, the silent wall of ever white. And hate and fear and heat and fire cry out one summer night. Bring all of us, but don't bring light. They flicker in the gun boy's eyes. This is how the summer dies.
This next song is fictional. Certifiable. And after I learned it and started singing it, I think I first heard it on in that Ken Burns special on country music. And then I heard Johnny Cash sing it. And he was at my house. And it's written by Chris Christopherson, but it's taken from a John Steinbeck novel, which it turns out has... Come on, Rick!
It's like my favorite book. It's The Grapes of Wrath. Okay, it's not an obscure novel, but it's a particular chapter of the book. It's chapter 15, which I guess I won't.
If you have your Kindle.
Yeah, I'm not going to spoil it by telling you which chapter that is. But if you've ever read the book, well, for one thing, if you haven't read the book, go for it. It's really worth it. But also, the chapters alternate between stories of the Joad family, which continue through the book, and then other stories, or sort of musings or newspaper clippings and things like that, which actually don't seem immediately to be related to the main story. And this is one of those, chapter 15, one of my favorites.
The scene was a small roadside cafe. The waitress was sweeping the floor. Two truck drivers drinking their coffee. Kids by the door. How much of them candies, they asked her. How much have you got? She replied, we've only a penny between us. There was 2 for a penny, she lied. The daylight grew heavy with thunder, with the smell of the rain on the wind. Ain't it just like a human? Here comes that rainbow again. One truck driver called to the waitress after the kids went outside. Them candies ain't 2 for a penny. So what's it to you? She replied. In silence they finished their coffee, got up and nodded goodbye. She yelled, hey, you left too much money. So what's it to you? They replied. Daylight grew heavy with thunder, and the smell of the rain on the wind. Ain't it just like a human? Here comes that rainbow again. I'm going to pose a bunch of questions to you. Well, actually, only one, really.
Only one. Okay, that's deep. The question is, has Chris Christopherson also written a song about chapter 15 of Ulysses by James Joyce? If not, you better start now. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3.
Holes in the ozone the size of Brazil, barges of trash in the chewable breeze, pools of industrial wasteland pate, sulfur dioxide dissolving the trees. Pretty soon it will all end with a boom. Why am I painting the living room? I got the whole day $5 fine for a black-collar crime. Kingpins of industry knowingly nod. Just like Lake Erie, they're 12% slime. They wink at the president too, I assume. And here I am painting the living room. I hear a bluebird sing. Don't let the day go by. Look at the blossoms float over a blue sky, all in a wild perfume. Here I am painting the living room. Why am I painting the living room? Why am I painting the living room? This is the question. Why am I painting the living room? 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 I've got the holes in the ozone the size of Brazil. Oranges of trash in the jail. Eyes of blue, industrial wasteland casual. Sulfur dioxide dissolving the trees. Pretty soon it'll all end with a boom. Why am I painting the living? I hear a pinhead evangelist pays for his sins with a $5 fine for a black-collar crime. Kingpins of industry rolling on, just like Lake Erie, 12% falling the wine and the president too, I assume. Here I am painting the living room. Yes, I hear how my tombstone will read. Here lies a guy of incomparable worth. No, he did not do a lot for his kind, or help hold together this trembling earth. Here lies a fella they're saying of whom sure had a good-looking living room. Why am I painting the living room? Why am I painting the living room? Ask yourself, why am I painting the living room? Why am I painting the living room? Why am I painting the living room? Why am I painting the living room?
That one's an emotional roller coaster.
I'm sort of feeling like the Pollyanna in the act here. You know, I feel like I should go some dark place.
Oh, I think you've got a place like that up your sleeve,
I think I
Charlie.
do, yeah. I've been, well, not to make light of it, but I've been reading a lot in the last couple of years about American history in the late 19th and early 20th century, and it's not a pretty story. A lot of dark places there, and a lot of the research about that has been going on in the last 10 years or so, revealing an awful lot about our history that a lot of people would like not to know. And they especially would like it not to be taught in the schools. I certainly was never taught it. People are beginning to teach it, and it's caused quite an uproar, which I get. Makes sense to me. I grew up in a family that knew how to keep its secrets, didn't parade their dirty linen out in front where everyone could see it, you know, and it didn't actually do a whole lot of good for our family. I don't think it'll do a whole lot of good for our country, and so this song comes from that dark place. Are you there?
I'm here.
All right.
I remember Grandma's face. She looked so sad and quiet. She left one day without a trace, though all my folks deny it. Granddad say it skips a generation. Better not tell the children. Somewhere there's a box of letters. Somewhere there's a diary. In a drawer beneath Mom's sweaters, shielded from inquiry. Remember why the old cat died? Curiosity killed him. Some things are best left inside. Better not tell the children. Better not tell the children. Why bring up the past? Better not tell the children. They are growing up too fast. Better not tell the children. I hope they'll never ask. Perhaps someday, but till then, better not tell the children. Back in 1491, as Europe's merchants hovered, 140 million souls lived happily undiscovered. We brought them guns and germs and steel, and it was all downhill then. 1 in 10 lived to tell the tale. Better not tell the children. Then we learned to line our pockets, thanks to old King Cotton. Slavery guaranteed the profits. Some things are best forgotten. Lincoln said he'd free the slaves, skipped a couple million. Jim Crow rose to dig their graves. Better not tell the children. Somewhere there's a bill of sale. Somewhere there's a tally. Long lost letters, tattled tales, whispers in the alley. Laws that sanction lynching mobs and disenfranchise millions. If you wanna keep your job, you better not tell the children. Better not tell the children. It will only bring them shame. Better not tell the children. They might think that they're to blame. Better not tell the children. They might say we need to change. They might think that we're the villains. Better not tell the children. Better not tell the children. They might say we need to change. They just might be willing. Better not tell the children. They seek the truth
Well, we have one more song left, and this is a point of the night when we thank all the people who made this possible. But Braca already did it for us, so we were also going to sing "It's Time for the Concert to Sit Down," but she did that too. So this is what we're left with. We've got one more song, and
Seriously, thank you so much to this fabulous organization. This is a lot of people in New York don't even believe that this exists. You know, you talk about this thing called People's Voice Cafe, and they say, that's like a legend, right? That had something to do with Stephen Sondheim, and no, that's not true at all. But this is an amazing place. It's been amazing for so long. I've been coming to this place for 20 years now. That makes me feel really old. That whole teach your parents well thing, that's about me. Yeah, I know that some of you have been coming for longer, but come on, that's 2 decades. That's a big deal for me. I was 2 years old last year.
And it's such a joy to look out and see all these seats full of such great people, good friends, old friends, new friends. Thank you so much.
People who sing along even with things obstructing their airflow. It's wonderful to see a sea of undulating masks.
Good person.
That's right. Oh, there's people out there too. Yeah. Hey, hi, everybody. Hi. They're like on a spaceship, right? They're orbiting Mars. Say hi to Elon for us. This song is about it's about a lot of things, but it sort of name checks without actually naming them 3 historical figures whose names you may not know. Williams Carter Wickham, someone said boo. Oh, no, they were just, no, you're right. Charles Lynn and Edward Colston. These are all people who have something in common. They got a lot of things in common, but there's something in particular that became especially in common about them in the summer of 2020, and that's when this song was written, and that's what this song is about. Your childhood was ringed by cotton fields. The hands that picked the cotton cooked your meals, while you grew up to be a lawyer, then a general of some renown. You fought the Union off at Chancellorsville. Your cavalry was flanked at Fisher's Hill. They felled your men, now follow them. Statue down.
The cotton which those nameless people picked, you took from them and packed it in your ship, then sailed it to the mills in Liverpool, pound for pound. And from those sails you sailed the money back to keep your southern armies in the black. Yeah, the bill is due, and so are you. Statue down. Statue down. You thought you were glory bound, and now you're on the ground. You face the changing wind. No bronze and no stone to insulate your thin skin. From Bristol Bay you reached across the sea for silver, sugar, gold, and ivory. Your Royal African Company sure shopped around. Then on the New World shores, The souls you sold weren't yours, except for one whose time has come. Statue down. Statue down. You thought you were so profound, and now you've been decrowned and drowned in Bristol Bay, the gallery of decay, where your exhibit A for a day, and history is strange, and history can change. You made history, now so do we. Statue down. Nick Burkhardt, Charlotte Gill.
Another big hand for Nick Burkhardt. Charlie King. Amazing. And everyone here is amazing. Tummy Tweet, bring friends, help with stacking the chairs on those trolleys. 29 per trolley. Other volunteers will help you with that, and anyone who can stay to help the sound crew with taking stuff up and the tape and stuff like that, feel free to help with that. So I think we're pretty much, yeah. We're done with the announcements, but we hope that we can entice Charlie and friends for an encore.
Oh gosh, Rock, if you insist. It's kind of an anticlimax.
29 chairs per, that's a very specific one.
Is it a prime number?
29 chairs. Yeah, it sounds like a Peter and Lee song. I think it is a prime number.
Yeah.
That explains it. How many of you have read the books of Eduardo Galeano? Oh yeah, full house. Okay, there's a few people actually back there. Eduardo Galeano is one of my favorite writers. He's an Uruguayan journalist. Writes, they're kind of novels, they're kind of history books. There's something in between. It's a little bit hard to categorize them. But what they are, they consist of many, many anecdotes from the history and the cultural lore of mostly South and Central America. And I love these books, and a couple of those anecdotes swam together and formed this song. This song is a sing-along, but it's more than that. This song can be, if you choose to accept this mission, it can be a round. And you will learn to sing up the part that gets rounded. You'll have plenty of opportunities to just learn to sing it normally, but I think it's always kind of nice when in the last verse we kind of just go wild with it. It's a little bit like no one has to lead it. It's just like you just start singing whenever you want. It'll fit, trust me. And if you're wondering when the song has a couple of verses, so if you're spending the entire song worrying about whether it's time to sing the round yet, you're going to miss it. So what I'm going to do is when it's time to sing the round, again, if you choose to accept this mission, I'm going to go like this. Okay? It's going to be really subtle. They might not even see it on the live stream, but here in the room, we're all going to recognize that this is the indication that if you want, it's time for you to sing the part that you've been singing all along, but you can start anywhere. And also, Eduardo Galeano is a great writer, and you should check out his books. The tree of life grows upside down roots in the air, fruit in the ground. Meet me at the tree where the clear river flows past the mountain whose name the junta doesn't know. And we'll run for the forest when the junta attacks. The falling leaves cover up our tracks. The tree of life grows upside down, roots in the air, fruit in the ground. The tree of life grows upside down, roots in the air, fruit in the ground. They climbed up the mountain and they gave it a number. They couldn't see the forest for the birds in lumber, and they swung with their axe blades and they hollered timber, and the mountain top slid into the river. The tree of life grows upside down, roots in the air, fruit in the ground. The tree of life grows upside down, roots in the air, fruit in the ground. If you fall in the forest and nobody hears, what's it gonna sound like when the forest disappears? 'Cause your past is enormous and your present is big, and if you want a future, you're gonna have to dig. When you get down to where your future begins, you'll see your history shaken in the wind. You'll see your history shaken in the wind. The tree of life grows upside down, roots in the air, fruit in the ground. The tree of life grows upside down, roots in the air, fruit in the ground. The tree of life grows upside down,
remember, folks, 29 chairs.
Thanks, everyone, and good night.